Hello, this is episode 227 of the Solo on Sci-Fi podcast. I'm Michael Ball. I'm back with Martin and Malcolm. We are back to talk about a great series that was on last year, which I hope both of you have seen in its entirety. But before we go into that, let's see how you guys are doing. So, first of all, Martin, you changed your YouTube channel name slightly. What's happening with all that?
Yes, I'm going to sort of move out of science fiction a bit.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That is like you're turning your back on us.
No. I'm going for the classic stuff.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Rockford
I see what you're saying. It's more of a broader scope.
I mean, yeah, there are some great films out there that are fantasy, for instance, that don't really come under the sci-fi.
By the gods of fantasy?
No, by the gods of film and television.
I know. I'm only joking. Yeah, I know. That's fair enough.
Did you like? I will say a bit in our discussion of AI. Did you see my channel banner?
Yeah, I was trying to make it. I was trying to do something with it.
Yeah, Gemini AI did that. I told it what to do.
Yeah. I was trying to do something where it sort of bounces around the screen or something, but I couldn't get it to do it. But I might do something with it for you.
I'm planning to go. I'm still sticking with that, but I'd like to move into like Miami Vice and Rockford Files and.
Oh, I've got all that. Rockford Files, Miami Vice.
I do want to cover. It's all the stuff in the past. It's not new stuff.
Oh, this will kill you. I've since Starfleet Academy came on, and I spoiler alert quite liked it. It's inspired me to go back and watch Beverly Hills 90210. So I'm watching that.
Oh God!
I've
never seen that. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Never seen that.
All the way from episode 1. I've done the first season. I'm on to the second season now.
Oh God!
Yeah. Well, at the beginning of this episode, you got the intro with me holding a banner, standing next to the holographic doctors, old and new.
I will admit, I like watching 70s Crossroads.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I watched a few episodes.
I've been watching. I
just wish they were in order.
I've been watching Hawaii Five-0, the original one. I like that a lot. I think that's good. I've even been watching.
I quite like the remake, to be fair.
I never tried it.
I got very upset.
Yeah, okay.
I got to the episode where Benny's wife died.
Are you talking about Crossroads, or are you talking?
Yes.
Yeah. That episode of Hawaii Five-0.
I don't know Benny. Was he like? Did he have a little sort of like Green Hat and sort of stuff?
Yeah. He got married. He got married for about 2 weeks, and something happened.
Oh, in a soap opera. Shocking.
I still remember when Daphne died in Neighbours. I was very upset. Like that. I used to like a bit of Neighbours and Mrs. Mangle and Jane, who's like a dorky girl.
Uncle Jim.
I also remember in Neighbours, Harold Bishop's daughter, where she's protesting against the hunting and gets shot with a shotgun and fucking dies.
I think I missed that storyline.
Wasn't she married to Joe Mangle?
Something like that.
I can't remember their faces now.
I've got to get a fucking life.
Well, no, I mean it's. I mean, Sons and Daughters was one that used to be on at 3:30 every afternoon in the week on ITV. I remember that one. The Sullivans was on at lunchtime, and all this crap when I was a kid growing up. And
Blind Doctors.
Blind Doctor with Jim from Neighbours was. He ended up in an episode of Doctor Who. Jim from Neighbours, and he was a Romulan as well.
Do you remember the Young Doctors?
Yeah.
It looked like the whole setup looked like an 80s porno film.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so cheesy. All this crap they used to have on ITV during the weekdays and stuff like that.
Well, I want to cover all that. That's what I want to talk about.
By the gods of soap opera?
No, by the gods of film and television.
Fair enough.
Okay, guys. So we just switch to the show that's been obviously all over the place. We're all talking.
Are we not going to have a little chat about?
No, we're talking about Starfleet Academy now, and we're going to go. That's what I meant by building up.
I was making a note of upcoming sci-fi projects for this year, and seemingly there's quite a fucking lot of them.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so before we discuss Starfleet, what we think of it, what's brought to your attention, Malcolm, that you think might be worth checking out?
So these are a mix of TV series and films. Monarchy season 2, and it looks like Godzilla's actually in it this time.
Oh, is that the one? I saw. Is that the one with Kurt Russell?
The Monsterverse.
Yeah, because I like that. First season was pretty good. I thought that was all right.
Blade Runner TV series.
Is there?
Yeah. Blade Runner 2099.
Oh,
Really?
oh no, actually no. Now you said the name, I heard about it vaguely somewhere, but I don't know anything about it. Obviously, it's set in
There is
2019.
so while For All Mankind season 5 is in the works, there is a spin-off called Star City, which
I still haven't seen
as
season
near as I
4 of
can
that
work
yet.
out is the same as before, but from the Russian point of view.
But when is it set? Is it like at the same time,
It's
but it's
the
their
same thing.
perspective?
I think it's the same story we just
But
got,
it's from
but
their
from the Russian
perspective. Oh, that
side.
might be quite
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, all right, okay.
yeah. You got obviously Boys season 5,
Still haven't seen Boys.
and then there's just another spin-off called Voight Uprising.
All right.
Three Body Problem season 2, Walking Dead,
Definitely,
Daryl
definitely.
Daryl Thing season 2.
Daryl,
There's an Assassin's Creed TV series coming out.
I
Oh,
love it.
Star
Walking
Wars,
Dead, Daryl Dixon season 3. I haven't started that yet, but
I
I know it's
saw the
season 4.
film
yeah,
to that.
Star Wars, Darth Maul, Shadow Lord,
That's an
Yeah.
animated thing now. I can't be
Witcher
doing
season
animated.
5,
Okay.
a new series called Necromancer. Now I don't know the old Necromancer film, if I'm brutally honest with you, but seemingly people are pretty excited for that. In the superhero world, you got the new Lanterns movie, the new
Yeah,
Supergirl movie, the
yeah.
new Wonder Man TV series. There's a new
Which is doing rather well
Vision
at the
film.
moment.
I don't know if it's a film or a TV series, but it's called Vision Quest, and it's all about
Hey,
Vision.
series.
Yeah,
Is there a series
Doomsday
called?
obviously
Is
is
there a series
coming
called
out.
Madbot or something? There's this robot that kills things. Is it Madbot? Manbot? Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's I can't
I haven't
remember who
seen it. I've
plays
heard
the
it's
part
quite
in it.
good. I've heard it's quite funny or quite good.
It's
But
Murderbot, I think.
Murderbot, that's it. You're also
Yeah, yeah.
familiar with it. That looks quite good.
Something called Project Hail Mary, which is by the same guy who did The Martian, so that might be good. Obviously, the new Master of the Universe trailer looks quite good. Another Super Mario film, another Mortal Kombat film, another Street Fighter film, Mando and Grego, obviously. Steven Spielberg is hitting back into sci-fi again with
I
a film
heard
called
that.
Disclosure
Yeah,
Day,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I heard about
it's
that.
not
I've
revealed
seen the
anything
trailer.
about what
I've
that's
seen the
about.
No,
trailer.
no.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that
So
sounds pretty good.
there's quite. Oh, and Spider Noir with Nick Cage. He's going to be playing Spider-Man in a black and white kind of. It's called Spider. It's like a comic called Spider Noir, but it's all that kind of 50s detective black and white
Sort of
noir kind of
retro
stuff.
thing. Sort of
Where's
retro.
the
Basically,
Mac in our Trilby, doesn't
yeah,
it?
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
that
So
sounds good.
quite a lot to look forward to. Oh, and another fucking Dune film, Dune Part 3.
I thought that was
Because like
done.
you
I thought
didn't
it was only
tie it
two.
all up in two.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah,
only
yeah.
two-parter.
No,
It's
this
like
is where
17 books. To be fair,
it turns into a giant worm and there's some rules in
yeah.
it.
They,
Oh,
they're going to they're going to milk that franchise for all it's worth.
I still
To be
haven't
fair.
seen the second one yet. All these shows, all these movies I mean to see, I never get
Get
around to
hold
seeing
of the
them.
mini series and watch that instead.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch the 80s version of Dune again because that was shit. I couldn't stand that.
I watched that a little while back, and it's actually better now than I thought it was before.
Okay.
It's
I've not seen it for a long
still
time, but it was
it's
really,
still a weird film, but it's
yeah, it was
definitely
too weird
better
for
on a
me.
second watching.
It was too, yeah, because I watched, what's the film I watched? The original Philadelphia Experiment, which I love. They remade it
Yeah, I
with
like
Malcolm
that.
McDowell. Did you see the Malcolm McDowell one? About
No,
Is
3 or 4
that the
years.
no.
sequel?
Yeah, no, it's like a remake of it. It wasn't. No, there was a
Yeah,
sequel as well, but this was a Malcolm McDowell. It wasn't very good.
I've
The
not.
remake.
That's a new one. I've
Yeah,
not
yeah,
seen
yeah.
that.
I think it's worth a try watching it, but it wasn't packed. I like the original one a lot. Right then, come in, Starfleet Academy. Let's talk about it. Obviously, have you all seen all the episodes or what? What are we up to?
I've seen the first two.
All right, okay. Well, episode 3 was
Okay,
the weakest one for me.
we'll touch on,
Um,
but no spoilers
yeah, but
then.
it's not a ton really. I mean, we like spoilers, but you're not gonna, it's not
Nothing
like
really
a.
to spoil in it, to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
that's what I'm saying. It's a bit kind of like it's just there, isn't it? Now, Malcolm, obviously, you've been quite. I've been positive. I have to say that the episodes are going down in quality from what I can see. The first episode I thought was pretty good. The second one was okay. I am though thinking about Deep Space Nine, the first season, when we're all just getting used to the fact that these people are just stuck on a space station. And some of the episodes in season 1 and the early ones, not a lot happened. There was like a murder one with Odo, and there was one or two where not much is. So I'm giving it a bit of the doubt. It's still in early days, but okay, let's get your perspective, Malcolm. What is it you like about it? Because you're quite positive about it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you, I mean, we said it wasn't gonna. Since they very first announced it, or since it was even when, as Todd said, Armin Shimmerman came up with the idea ages back. The idea of in a school, what can really go on? How often can you put these guys in peril?
Yeah,
But if you approach it now, we've seen it with the idea that these are guys at school. It's not too bad. It's not the characters are all right. I honestly don't have a problem with the fact that one of the women's characters the Klingon hybrid who's clearly some sort of woman, are having a relationship. I know that's wound a lot of people up. I don't really fucking know why, but I do know why. But the venom's there for them, not really an issue. And most of the characters are all right. The douchebag roommate of him is a douchebag, and all that. I don't really like him.
Darren is his name, isn't it? Darren.
But it's all good. One character that nobody seems to like, I think, is brilliant. Is the photonic girl.
Sarah.
I think she's doing it really well as a kind of fish out of water young kid and whatever.
Yeah,
Someone did say on the thing, they go, "Wow, Starfleet Academy is supposed to be the best of the best, and that's the massive issue. Is these guys are all fuck ups." And I said, "Well, no, Starfleet Academy back in the day was the best of the best because people applied to. When I applied to the RAF when I was 16 to be a pilot, they have 200,000 applicants for 200 vacancies. That's why they take the fucking best. Starfleet Academy in the future doesn't have that. Everybody hates the fucking Federation. It was a failure. This is a new college and they have to prove themselves. So only fuck ups are applying." Once they've established and turned these
because it's a whole new, it's not
decent
like
people.
It's not like the
Starfleet will go up
Academy,
and they'll start to get the best of the best. I don't understand why people can't see that. I don't know.
So do you think that's
it's quite good.
do you think in that in many ways that's why they did it in this setting rather like the 24th, 25th century, where the Academy was still a higher tier before the future?
I genuinely think they picked this one purely because they just don't want to drop. If they didn't, then people would have really dumped on Discovery as a failure. So now they've set this here, it kind of say Discovery wasn't a failure. Now we've got another series set in the same.
So to reinforce
I think that's why it was done in this century.
Yeah, I can see that. That's fair enough. All right, Martin, what did you think about it?
I thought the first episode was presented very well. I saw the Tom Paris comparison from first episode of Voyager, the bad boy. She takes him in, quite a tragic background. I think Holly Hunter's very good.
Yep.
I like how she lounges around in the chair.
Well, she's related to that Pellier, isn't she? They're the same race. And this weird, quirky kind of the way that they interact. There is a similarity between both of them. I can see that they match in there. Not physically, I mean, they look human, but they have this strange alien personality, which they're both similar in the way they share it. And you can see that.
I like the Klingon Jemadar. Thought, she was quite funny.
Yeah, she's a bit too. She needs to settle down a bit. She's a bit too into the blood of your which I knew she would be. But if she settles into the role a little bit, she'd be quite a strong character, I think.
Gone a bit reverse on the Klingon when he like bird watching.
You know what, right? I don't really mind the Klingon character either because I quite like the idea that they're focusing on a Klingon.
Yeah, but doesn't it also mean that basically it makes them more three-dimensional? I mean, every Klingon can't just be a warrior. You're going to have some who are going to be nerdy or birds. I don't think that's a negativity. I think that's interesting.
We can't throw another hybrid in. He's half human or half this, and that's the reason he's not a real Klingon. It's just a guy who doesn't want to be.
I like that too.
There was a moment in the episode where I could see potential with this.
Right.
There was one single moment when she said to the Admiral, he said, we're now going to have to rebuild the Federation. And that is where, if there's any spin-offs from this, it's got to be about rebuilding the Federation. That's the path they've got. And I found that's where the potential is. The first episode, I like the villain character. I didn't think it was anything special. We've seen it before. But I thought it was a good opening for the first episode. Second episode, didn't mind it. Found it quite interesting. And I like the politics of it. I mean, the funny thing is, I don't hate any of the characters.
No, apart from the roommate. I was supposed to.
I was thinking I was going to be like getting annoyed. And I have to say, I mean, you've got him, it's a bit of a wanker who shares his quarters. They're going to be
mates. They're going to be mates in the end. You can tell that.
They're going to be best friends.
The characters, I've avoided all the negative YouTube stuff.
There's a lot of hate out there. A lot of hate.
That's why I've not watched it. So I thought I'm going in.
No, that's good. That's the best way of doing it. Yeah.
There's only two real negatives for me. One is the ship is just fucking shit. I
was out on Saturday. One of my friends, he's not a fan of it. And I thought, fair enough. I understand that, and
you've got to give it more of a chance, though. You can't just give up on 2 episodes.
Well, that's what I said that it's. I don't hate the show. I mean, the negative. I remember when the trailer come out, there was a lot of everybody attacking it, and the Gemma Darkling on, and all the rest of it. But when I sat and watched the 2 hours together, I thought, actually, after the end of it, I did watch the first episode again, and I ain't got anything really negative to say about it.
The only bit I thought was a bit dumb, kind of story-wise, was obviously they shoehorn in the Klingon who's got to save the life of the other woman.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, the woman goes, "Oh, I'm in an emergency," and the fucking doctor appears. So why didn't the Klingon guy just do that and have the doctor fucking perform the surgery?
Yeah,
he clearly could have done. Idiot.
I like the Easter eggs with the little flying robot gizmo things from Next Generation.
Exocops.
Yeah. I liked all the little.
There was lots of Easter eggs.
Plaza. I liked all that. I thought that was great.
Brisby's tree, I thought was a great one.
Yeah.
Which one?
At the moment,
the gardener from Starfleet.
Oh, Boothby. Sorry, I didn't hear it. Broke up into the word.
I'm not going to watch this weekly. I'd rather watch 2 episodes together.
Okay. All right.
I think when you watch 2 together, you get more of the feel.
Yeah, I'm doing that with Fallout. I'm waiting until it's all out. I want to binge it like I do Pluribus.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I thought I'd be going up negative on this, and no,
that's why I'm happy to be surprised. To be fair,
I was surprised, but I avoided all the negative. I didn't watch anything on it.
No, I saw some. So, Malcolm, you said you hated the Athena, the starship from the show. You think it's awful?
Yeah, I mean, when the first trailer comes out and you see the head, I said then, oh, it's going to be something that flies up and joins a warp thing and then goes. But the way they've done it with the bit going up and down, and the fact it's supposed to look like their comm badges is just.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That was I didn't like that. Yeah, just have a normal combat.
Oh, that's clever. And
I would have liked to have had more of an original sort of futuristic starship,
Yeah.
Well,
we haven't really seen much of it yet, but it's weird when it lands because it's sort of the nacelles or part of it sort of spins around the other way, opposite direction, then it sort of slots in. Yeah. In some ways, I might have preferred it if the actual Academy was actually based on the ship in space than in San Francisco. I don't know why it makes a difference, but
and then there's a really odd thing where the Betazoids don't seem to be telepathic anymore. They're
now, what the hell was all? Okay, now they have
that thing on the wall. That thing.
Yeah, only she does. Only she does. She's the only one who's got it.
Yeah, and also their pupils aren't pure black; they're brown, and they're supposed to.
No, the one. Yeah. But didn't they use all their telepathic power to create a psychic shield around the world?
If they did, what? I don't think it's mentioned.
I never heard of that. Where's that from?
Well, no, because after Burn, their world got attacked quite a lot.
Oh, was this in canon, or was this something?
A psychic shield to keep the galaxy.
It was some sort of shield. Yeah, some sort of shield around the
So what, did it burn out their telepathic abilities or something? Is that what it's just?
I don't know.
Yeah, if it did it, they didn't mention it. They just basically cut themselves off from the rest of the Federation.
When they said it, I assumed they were all powering it, I suppose. But...
Okay. If they did, I'm not disputing what you're saying, but I don't recall that. But I mean, maybe there's a lot happened,
I don't know. They got attacked a lot, and then they hid behind the shield, but they were falling behind everybody else when everybody was.
And obviously, there's no warp, so they're all separate.
I don't recall seeing it in the episode, but something I was reading was saying it mentions in the episode, and I didn't see it, but it mentions that the Dominion occupied the planet for quite a while during the war.
I remember that.
I don't recall that being mentioned.
No, in Deep Space Nine, they said that they said that Dominion has conquered Beta Z. They did. It did. That happened in season 7. I remember it. It was quite a shock. Yeah, I still remember that. Yeah, so that's canon. That's definitely the truth. But I still always kind of, when it comes to Star Trek, I only kind of accept properly, and I know I'm closed, Rick Berman and the TOS eras of Star Trek. I'm always a bit dubious about the modern stuff, which I try to be open-minded, but...
A quick question. Now that Kurtzman's on his way out through the door...
Well, that's what we assume. It's looking likely. Yeah.
But if when the new people, like starts the next lot of Star Trek. Do you want to see it in the 25th, or do you want it to continue after Academy?
Oh no, 25th for me.
Yeah.
Malcolm?
I'm not. I don't know. I did. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see them run both. To be fair, it'd be nice to see them rebuilding the Federation if it's done right and written well.
Essential.
I also think that we're missing a lot of opportunity with post TNG kind of era.
Oh, in between, yeah. I mean, one of the what's the Lower Decks set in between TNG and
yeah, that's after. Yeah, that's after.
That sort of. I mean, I still like.
It's that era. It's 23rd century. Yeah.
Oh, 23rd century. Yeah, and obviously.
Oh no, 24th. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
24th.
I think it meant like the
Kirk's time is 23rd, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of people wanted to see in between TOS and movies and Next Generation, like the Enterprise C era, which we never saw. So obviously early days, but I liked it. I certainly think that it's. I'm going to give it a chance, but
just a bloody shame it's already been cancelled.
Well, it looks like. Well, I mean, the thing is though, they've finished filming, or this month I hear, because they're actually running over that they're finishing season 2 of filming. Yeah. And some people are speculating that if it's really dropped, they might not even bother to actually do the post edit. I don't think that will happen. I think it's a waste of their resources. They'll have to do it. But
I think there's.
Go on.
I think they're getting used now to just ignoring the people that are just going to go on and say shit. I said to one guy, I said, I'm not being funny, mate, but if you wrote your own Star Trek series and then we used a device to wipe your mind and then got you to watch your own series, you'd still fucking hate it because that's the kind of guy you are.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's weird how these big franchises, they really do bring out the worst in the so-called fan base. You know, I mean, I was trying to be open-minded when it comes to new stuff. I mean, my perspective is, and actually we're going to have to pause this a minute because we're already running out of time. We've talked about this for so long. So are you two going to be free for talking a bit longer? Or
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
right, so I'll just finish this off then because then we've got the time. You know, it's 3 episodes in. The one negative thing that they can't help is that the old shows, you'd have like 160, 180 episodes. You know, a proper long time to really get all the stuff out of these characters, get to know them, get to know their quirks and how they... You got 20 episodes maximum for Academy.
Yeah,
that's not enough. You know, technically we're almost 25% through. When after episode 5, we'll be 25% through the entire series. Imagine being 25%.
Yeah, I mean, this is it.
You know what I mean?
What have we got? Principal cast. We've got what, 12 members that are
There's a lot of cast. Yeah.
So you can't. They can't even have their own episode. For instance, you can't have the Klingon episode and the Sam episode and the and the fucking Betazoid episode because there just aren't enough episodes to do that now.
And that's the episode where they're both stuck on a ship together in a life and death crisis.
Yeah. You know, like the Malcolm Reed Trip Tucker one in like Enterprise season 1. You know, it's just the two of them, and in the end they're just sharing a bottle of whiskey, and like they're going to freeze to death. But great episode, you know. That's the stuff they're always trying to cram it in. Do you think that perhaps it might have slightly too big a cast because of the nature that they had to have a lot of cadets, and it might kind of
I think they allow too many recurring characters to become big cast members now. I think once you go above 8 people, you've really
most series have been about 8, haven't they? Apart from TOS, it's been about 8, and that's been about the right balance.
Imagine I'm watching CSI at the moment. I'm up to sort of season 12. Now they're 20 odd episodes a series, like they always used to be.
Yeah.
And even then they stick to sort of 6, 7 main cast members. And even then it's a hard push to get everybody in. You still see episodes where people aren't in there, or I've only got one line this week, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if you're going to confine it to 10 episodes, you really need to cut your cast down.
I want them to go if Kurtzman's out and there's new people coming in. I want Scott Bakula, president of the Federation series.
I want Scott Bakula back, but I just don't see where that episode goes. I mean,
Romulan War. That's
stamping. But again, what is he doing? He's sat behind a desk with people giving him reports and stuff. It's not he himself, the Archer character as president, will be doing nothing really. Flying around in Air Force One.
I think the uptake of that would be the politics of the Federation. I think they'd be very.
So he'll be more like a negotiator kind of sort of.
Yeah,
role.
but I think the politics and people betraying each other and rest of it and political manoeuvring, I think that'd be interesting.
But again, is it also that the limited episodes? Like I said, DS9 worked so well because it had so many episodes to build up all these recurring characters, get all the politics going, go the Cardassians, the Romulans, whatever, Dominion. It all worked because every character had the time to really know what they're about and then work out how. That's the problem, that they can't do that with this limited format.
No, that's what Discovery tried doing. Big story arc in first season, and it didn't work.
Oh yeah, but they made Klingons completely unrecognizable.
But the thing is, at what point is the Romulan War? Because it's clearly it's got to have happened before Strange New Worlds. To be fair, it happened before that because when Kirk came along, it had already been and gone. Although they were in it, it'd been and gone a long time before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it lasted.
Are people really going to accept them going backwards again? Going pre-Kirk again?
Also,
particularly when Discovery turned out to be such a.
They can't see the Romulan faces because they're not supposed to know that Romulans are related to Vulcans, which is always.
Oh come on! What, they're blowing up a Romulan warship and they
they never got one body which has been sucked into space and actually done an autopsy or something. I mean, that was always a bit of a. But they never realised when they were making Balance of Terror in 1966 that all these prequels were going to be digging into the history in something which really was quite hard to
but the timeline. But the timeline's been slightly altered now, hasn't it? Just a little.
Well, you mean with the Borg ship, the sphere that crashed on Earth?
Well, it starts with Khan, doesn't it? It starts with Khan, doesn't it? When they go back in Strange New Worlds to see him as a kid in that.
I can't. Yeah.
What nonsense that is.
I don't. I'm sorry.
I still maintain that if Kirk gets Khan's around earlier, he leaves earlier. Kirk doesn't meet him, and everything in the entire Star Trek universe doesn't exist now because Kirk and Khan never met.
Yeah, but I still think that I think Picard season 3 is, but I think everything else, Strange New World, Discovery, they're an alternate timeline. They're not the actual. They're not the Berman era timeline because look at the Strange New World ship. Look how different it looks from a TOS.
Right? I mean, the different ship. I can happily accept the fact that stuff looks. The fact that transporters now suddenly put your clothes on, although only in the first episode, and all that. I don't really agree with stuff like that, or the fact that the holodecks around, and I know people have tried to thread various strings together to say, but no, it didn't exist.
And Discovery,
but the fact it just looks different. It's like when Enterprise came out and everybody was like, "Oh, it doesn't look shit enough," and it's like, "Oh, really? We were supposed to get fucking baked bean tins and Tupperware cartons to make the fucking set, were we? Just because that's what they did in the '60s."
I mean,
so I can happily accept that.
It was like the Discovery, wasn't it? When they went through engineering section, it looked like the bloody TARDIS inside.
Oh, that's Strange New Worlds. You mean Strange New Worlds engineering?
That was
it's huge. It was like a backlit. It was a volume, wasn't it? It was like I know the one you mean.
I love the people that have gone on and said, well, when Kirk takes over, there's a lot more crew on board. That's why the quarters have all been made smaller.
That's why the ship gets smaller.
You don't fucking completely rip out a ship and redo it. You just build a fucking new one. You know? There's no way you're going to completely redesign the interior of your entire ship. You just build
and have it about 20% smaller. 20% smaller as well. Sorry, what did you say about
then the uniforms become all sexy by the time Kirk comes in.
Oh, I don't know.
They become what?
But it's 60 years. I mean, I can understand that they've got to do some things to make it look slightly more contemporary, even though it's in the future, even though the visual was done quite far in the past. But all I know is that when Enterprise went to the Mirror Universe and we went to the USS just Defiant, and the bridge lit up, and it was the classic TOS. And it was the Mirror Archer. I just thought that was awesome.
Well, maybe the Federation was in a recession and they had massive cutbacks.
Well, could be. You never know. They could have had
they had money.
I was going to start doing political sort of like shenanigans then, but I'm not going to do that. I stay away from politics. Now, listen, we're going to go. I'm running out of Zoom time, so we're going to go into our focus of the week, guys. So we'll be right back.
It's the Solar Sci-Fi Focus of the Week.
All right, so this week we are reviewing a show which I heard about near the end of last year, and I think that was actually shown about that time. So normally I'm always behind when it comes to these series, but it came to my attention of a show which had similarities to one of my all-time favorite stories, sci-fi movies. Actually, it was the remake, which is my favorite, which was the 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now, obviously, it wasn't exactly the same as that, but there were some potential similarities, shall we say. So, just to say, before we go into our review, this is full of spoilers. So, if you don't want to find out what's going on, then this is where you say goodbye. And it's been nice. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you are staying with us, we're going to continue talking about this and start from the beginning. So, how should we begin this? Shall we just go with perspectives of? Well, let me start my side first before I ask you both, because often I sort of hand it to somebody else. So, yeah, I heard about this show, and it was. I was aware that it had people involved who were in the Breaking Bad show and Better Call Saul, which the sequel of which I've still not seen properly, but I know that the main actress in it, who plays Carol, she was one of the major characters in that show. And the people who did this actually are the people who made Breaking Bad, which I still think is an excellent series. So when you watch the show, obviously, it's what I love about these sort of series is that you don't quite understand what's happening. It's a bit odd. And things start to go a bit odd, and people start to, some people have started to sort of convulse and stand still, and then it all starts in this cafeteria when something very, very strange is happening, and this one character is realizing that people are just not acting. First of all, they freeze, don't they? They freeze, and then they don't move for a while, and then they start to sort of wake up. And when I watched this, I thought, this is going to be like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where she's the one that's different, and there is some similarities, but I don't know. I just like the fact that, again, these people, they are not actually nasty, but they're not. They just want you to be like them, and why they want you to be like that is because they feel that they're very happy. But that's obviously the initial impression when I first started it, and then of course the story develops into Carol wanting to find other people like her, and she does find some other people like her, and then some people are different. So, okay, that's the opening reaction to the show, and obviously it continues from there. So, I did like this. So, before we continue, let's step in to ask Malcolm and Marty's perspective. So, first of all, Malcolm, have you seen the whole series yet?
Yes.
All right, so let's get your initial perspective from what you've seen of it, and the opening ideas of how you think it is.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was Martin himself who told us about this series.
Was it Martin? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I watched the first two, and I kind of came away from that thinking it's all right, it's good, it's not too bad, but there's nothing new. Like you say, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, we've seen it before. This kind of Unity thing, Rick and Morty had already done that, and a lot better, to be fair, largely because it was hilarious how they did it. We've got that kind of stuff. And then when we announced that we were going to do it this week, I made a point of watching. I watched, I think, 4 or 5 yesterday, and the last 3 today. 5 yesterday.
Thank you.
Today,
That's good. Good of you to do that. Thank you.
It's just to get it in.
Right.
It's not a bad series, but the trouble is this new kind of. I'm all for world building and character building and all of that, but if you're just going to have 20 minutes of a guy walking around not saying a word in his room making dinner and having blah, 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 before you find out that he's the guy that she phoned and nothing really comes of it, or another episode where half the episode is him walking through a forest just trying to learn English and get to her. That only works if you've got 20 episodes. When it's only 10 episodes, you're just dragging your feet. And I love character building. I like the background. I like there to be more stuff going on. I like there to be more depth. But 10 episodes, you've not left yourself enough time.
You're saying you used up a lot of the core time, which they don't have the option of doing because it's a limited 10 episode or 8 episode format.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff's great. Like where she gets the paint from the hardware shop, and you don't know what she's doing with it. She's just painting away, and then eventually it's a comeback sign that she's done for them. Or the montage of her just being bored now on her own, just doing stupid stuff with fireworks and not really giving a shit if a firework hits her clean in the face, as she clearly did.
Yeah.
There's obviously one massive cliffhanger ending that they thought was probably a massive wow moment, but it really wasn't, because you saw it coming a mile off. And back in 1983, when Martin, not this Martin, but when Martin the Visitor says to Mike Donovan, "There's one more basic need on our planet," and then you get that sinister music, and Mike Donovan goes, "Food."
Yes.
That was a fucking gut
I
punch.
remember that. I love that. I love that.
Clean in the face. I know we've had Soylent Green do it.
I know,
but that was a gut punch.
Yes.
When she did it on this, I'd have been more fucking surprised if they weren't eating people. To be fair, and I know they're only eating people that have actually died.
Yeah, they're not.
I have cards on the table. I have told people for years that I believe that our burying and cremating our dead bodies is a massive criminal waste of valuable protein. I've always believed that, so I don't really have a problem with what the fucking alien people are doing either.
So do you think other people? I mean, do you think other people feel that like that, or do you think yours is more of a unique perspective?
I imagine there's going to be other people feel like that.
I never knew that. Okay,
but we've kind of long had it ingrained into us not to do it, because we don't want farms and stuff like that. We don't want to start breeding people to be fucking killed.
Yes, Soylent Green or
died themselves and they're not massively diseased. Yeah, I don't see why they don't go off to factories and get made into tins of Soylent Green. To be fair, there's enough of us. There's billions of us. And it certainly solve hunger in a lot of places. But anyway, we've become sidetracked.
Sorry, go on.
I did have to Google because I thought maybe it was Hank's house from Breaking Bad. That they filmed it in. But it's not.
They built the whole thing. There's a whole thing to set. Yeah, they built it.
And they did it. They did it because of where they filmed it for Breaking Bad. Not so much Hank's house, but Walter White's house. Crowds of people would turn up and throw pizza on the roof and stuff, and he just didn't want to inflict that on anyone else again. So that's why he built.
Yeah, I was surprised I heard about that.
So I read 2 hours ago.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's quite impressive.
But yeah, other than that, it's not too bad. Nice ending. I mean, again, it's supposed to get this big shock that they're still trying to find a way around, and nobody saw that coming. Really, you didn't all. You're all as shocked as she was when they did that. I would be more surprised if they weren't trying to find a way around it.
I kind of thought they'd just given up because of they have this interesting perspective that they can't. Well, they can't make you do it if they can't. How can I say it? If she hadn't had her eggs stored, then they couldn't do anything. But because she does, they can then use the way to make her. So they are going to do that. I was just quite surprised.
It was a nice touch with the. It was a nice touch with the Native American girl that's accepted it, and she
with the lamb, I thought that was clever. And then she loved the lamb.
It'd be interesting to see if many more of them have done it. But yeah, that's a very telling thing that she didn't give a shit about the lamb afterwards. When we've already been told an episode before, if the animals can't, we look after them. Yeah, really?
Yeah, couldn't give a shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's interesting. All right, Martin, let's get your perspective.
Right, I'm a massive fan of the Invaders.
Right, I know.
Right, and they're quite, how do you say, malevolent and sneaky. And with this, when you say I mentioned it on here a couple of months ago. I saw a clip, and I mentioned it to you.
I didn't pick up on this. It was Malcolm who reminded me. I went over my head, I'm afraid.
It is the one where the government guy's talking to her from the television.
Yeah, I love that scene.
I saw that as a clip, and
okay, I never saw that until.
And that's what made me become interested in it.
Right, okay.
If I hadn't seen that, I probably wouldn't have bothered with this at all. So, I like the opening episode with the signal, which I think they should have played more about the signal.
Yeah, I mean, it was investigated, but we know that there was a signal. There was a radio freak. Well, obviously, the signals were sent from another planet.
Yes,
and then we picked up on it. And then, how did it start off again?
It sent DNA.
Oh, and they tried to replicate it, and it started from like a lab. That's it. Yeah, that's right.
And it took over. But the interesting thing, they are malevolent. No matter how you say it, they are malevolent because of one thing. Because they won't let go of control of the bodies. because they now have took over our bodies. And
but it's a collective consciousness, isn't it? It's like the Borg.
Yeah, but it's still got no right. It's saying it can't take life. But when she's questioning it, saying, "Well, you're still inside our body," they have took lives. It's hypocritical, and they are malevolent, and they are building another antenna to
transmit to another world. Yeah,
But
that was quite.
To be fair, it's that whole bit there though. Just quickly, is just a kind of nuclear level thing of religious groups who are just like, oh, join our religion and we'll make it so much better for you.
Yeah,
they just want everybody to be the way they are.
Yeah,
it's just that fucking
yeah. But do you think
now they've taken over your body completely?
But the 11 people are interesting that aren't affected by him.
Yeah,
I like the fact that the mum still wants to protect her kid, even though she knows it's not her kid.
Yeah,
to the point where she rings her up and bollocks her on the phone. I thought
I like the mum. She was funny.
I like the guy that's the entertainer, the Indian guy.
Oh yeah.
He's like the worst of humanity. It's all about what he can screw.
Yeah, he's having all the.
Because let's be honest, they're going to give you anything you want and do anything you want, and you would. We don't want to admit it, but we would all be that guy. I'd have a list of actresses. I'm going to their house. I'm going to have a look around, and then I want the actresses brought to me for my harem of mischievousness. That's literally what you're going to do in his position. And
the
he pulled
interesting
it off
thing
quite
is,
well.
they can't simulate negative emotion, anger or anything negative.
It makes them kind of short circuit. They short circuit with anger,
and
aggressive.
That's interesting because it's like when they're freaking out, it's like they quarantine her as a disease.
Mm-hmm.
They quarantine. It's like the very thing because they are a virus. No matter. To me, they are malevolent. But I like the way.
Yeah, but I just love the way they come across. It's very unique the way that they.
Yeah, that is.
That's what really.
Like the fact they know nothing about their home world because they've never been there.
They just know that it's from. They have no communication. They just know that it's been sent there.
The thing is, you say we've seen all this before: body snatchers, invaders. All the other taking over your body.
So many versions of it, yeah.
That was standard. That's nothing different. But where they've gone with this, instead of them all being evil and walking around, going join us, and being all weird, they're right nice. They've gone in a totally different way with this.
That's what I love about it.
That's what got me.
That's what really makes this stand out for me. I know that
I think they're more dangerous than the ones that are just walking around like drones, being evil.
But I mean,
really don't.
Do you think they're still planning though for the last 11 or the last 10 or whatever? They're still planning on finding the way to get them to convert, I assume.
Well, presumably the woman with the Carol with her eggs, that's one way around it. But it's only going to work with her. The blokes, they're definitely fucked. There's going to be no way around it for them.
Unless they find a way.
Any other way.
Yeah, I mean,
also that they did say to her when they started moving, taking over, the military became aware of them very quickly. The military, and then they took over.
Yeah, but how did everybody get taken over so quickly? Because in the first episode, they were like licking
jams.
How did it all suddenly?
Back in the days of COVID, somebody I know posted this stupid little info video meme thing that said, if you get COVID, within the first 14 days, before your symptoms become bad, you will infect 7 more people. And blah, 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 blah. And I went on to the guy and I said, you need to do the maths on that, mate, because if I'm going to infect 7 people a day in the first 14 days before I even know, and all of those people are going to infect 7 people a day for 14 days, you would have literally spread it for the entire fucking planet in about a month.
Really?
So it would go that fast.
The mathematics. So
they would have took them months to take over the entire planet.
How long was it? How was it that?
To be fair, I mean, don't forget. We're only up to like day 60 now, and 48 of those they left her on her own. So they literally did it in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Very quick.
From what we can see.
Because if you go to Planet of the Apes film, when he gets that virus and he gets on the aeroplane and starts spreading it all over, and the human race becomes like dumber. That took time. You saw it on the end credits where it were
slowly going from place to place. Yeah.
But this were interesting. But I think they're not, because if they were so benevolent, they won't be finding a way to turn them.
No,
and that's where
it's 11 people in the whole grand scheme of things. You'd just wait for them to die, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not like they're a huge drain on resources or anything.
And she said, you know, well, you know, you go on about life, but you took over everybody's body.
But they are. I mean, they're just like born again Christians. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you tell them fuckers no, they will not leave you alone, because they genuinely want you to feel the way they feel. They want you to be part of them, so they will not leave you alone. And that's all these guys are. It's just we're so happy with how they just cannot accept. So
they're like Samaritans.
You're not like it.
I think in there's apparently 4 seasons storyline for 4 seasons.
Oh wow! I think it was
I was reading about on Wikipedia after and apparently they've got enough for like several seasons.
I assume next season's going to be her trying to get her eggs back before they do anything.
Yeah, but I think they're going to turn. I think in later seasons they're a bit gullible and naive. They're a bit innocent at the moment.
Do you?
But I think when they start, because don't forget all the DNA and the memories of where it's all been downloaded into them.
But
they're learning who they are, and eventually I think they're going to change personality.
Yeah, but they're all one mind. They're all one collective. So
I think but I think the collective mind is going to change. It's an invasion. It is an invasion.
They have access to the mind of every single person on the planet. If they haven't already turned,
I think
dodgy, they're probably not going to.
You know, the South American guy found the frequency where there was a clicking sound in the radio, and then when they got upset, when he shouted at them, they sort of like started fritzing out like they were like having seizures. The tone changed, and I think he's going to find a way of at least maybe locally taking some out of it, and then that's going to cause all sorts of issues.
Yeah,
that's what I think is going to happen. He found some link that can't be ignored. That's there for a reason that's been brought up.
Yeah,
so that's
the high mentality is going to change into survival. So they're going
to, and also they might act a different way. Then, if they really see now that this small group of people who have become unplugged from the collective, like from the Borg or something, like a 7 of 9 group or something, then they're going to have to reevaluate their perspectives, because this is a danger to the majority who are in their own collective consciousness. That's the way I see it.
I mean, the sound's very clever, where if she wants something, they'll give it to her.
Yeah.
Like when they cut her off and she went to Vegas to see him, which I find he's really funny. When she speaks to him down phone, it's like a message system, and then all billboards light up going, "Yes,
yeah.
I think I think whatever this intelligence is at the moment, set a child stage.
Oh, so it's new and it's developing.
Yes,
it's a growing.
They gave her an atom bomb, so they can't be that clever.
Well, no, but they might be still very mature. It might be like how a child develops, and obviously they learn through experiences and time. This is a new thing, which is less than 3 months since it started, and it could be that it's a very immature, childlike collective consciousness.
That's what I'm growing.
Which is going to develop and become more smart and more malevolent.
It's a bit of a dopey ending. I know they went for the whole kind of she's got an atom bomb, but then you think to yourself, what the fuck's she going to do with it? One bomb, brilliant. So she can wipe out 20 square miles. You know,
you can't do anything with it. The point is, if you want to defeat this, it's that signal or negative emotion, because it can be undone, and they're terrified of that. Because it says, can it be undone? And they can't lie. But like, they do evade the question. They don't lie, but they will not give you a straight answer. They evade it. And all the time, that was one thing about them. I think it's
in that last episode, the way she cagely says, that would be true. And then she clombs on to like the fact she's just evaded her question quite nicely.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. When she had that affair with her, she thought it went through the episode where they were together in the skiing lodge, and it were all lovey-dovey, and it was wonderful. But then came the moment that she was going out with the entire intelligence.
That's it.
All of it. And you can't.
I was thinking about if you were in that scenario, right? You're the last person and you would do anything. I mean, you could like literally say, right, okay, I want you to make a new Star Trek movie. I want you to get all the actors who are still alive. They could come because obviously they're all part of your collective. I want you to build the Enterprise E or something, and I want to be on a. And you could actually make. You could actually have anything. You could be in films. You could make anything you wanted. I mean, like all this sort of stuff about all these shows that we go on about their crap and everything.
Oh yeah,
you can imagine what you can do.
I want pilot lessons. I want you to teach me how to fly all the aircraft on the planet.
I want you to put Alex Kurtzman in prison and just give him bread and water for the rest of his life. I want you to get. I know it sounds daft, but you got to think about what you could do if the entire collective, who at this point they can't do anything to you, but they want to be nice to you, even though you're different. Yeah, I mean, I like
I want you to
what you could do.
I want you to build a giant rocket, fire it at your planet, and destroy it, and see what they do.
That's an interesting. Yeah, I mean, but they can't say no, though, can they? I mean, they
apparently not.
So you could say, "I want you to genetically engineer a virus to destroy humanity."
Yeah, but they can't say no for now.
Yeah, because as you said, I hadn't seen that until you said, but I think that's a very interesting perspective. That it's a young collective consciousness.
It's this intelligence from this signal that's beaming out. They're like suddenly they've got Earth now. They move on to another planet and beam that signal, and hopefully it gets picked up by the next planet along. It's an invasion.
Yeah.
You might for what it is, wherever this intelligence eventually, I assume this intelligence is all going to connect up.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a way.
It's all got to become one big intelligence.
This isn't like a Star Trek. They haven't got starships. They're not going to fly to Earth from wherever they came
it's all down to that signal and all that.
It's
a beautiful poetry to it. It's like Rimmer said, everybody will become the one glorious whole.
Yeah.
But I think
you are a glorious whole, yeah.
I think we're seeing a childlike intelligence. That's why it's so naive and gullible.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Yeah,
I loved it. That's why, because if this had gone where it were evil and gone like the body snatchers were, I don't think I'd have been that bothered about it, because you've seen it before so many times. Because
actually,
made them good. It's different, and that's what I like about it.
One question I was going to ask you guys, obviously, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that wasn't a collective consciousness itself. They were just part of these pod people. They weren't. It's slightly different. They weren't all interlinked, were they? Like one mind.
No. No. It's been a long while since I've seen any of them films, but no, they're
individual. They were just a different form of life, aren't they?
Yeah. They just take over your planet and just live like you. I mean, it's pod people. I mean, they're not very imaginative, are they?
No, and they've got no emotions. And these, I just like the fact that they act very differently, but they, at this point, as you say, they're very naive. They're very immature. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
That's the. I mean, obviously, Malcolm said that there's a Rick and Morty story, which is that exactly the same from that show, or?
Basically, it's an old girlfriend of Rick's. That's the same thing. She goes to a planet, and basically, she's called a Unity, and she literally takes over everybody on the planet, and they all become her. And it's just a fantastic scene where he's walking through like a shopping mall, having a conversation with Unity, and it's just. Everybody else is doing their stuff, but as he walks past them, they answer her bits, and it's very well done.
That's clever. Okay. So obviously at this point, anything else to say about it? I mean, it's quite well regarded from all of us.
I agree with Malcolm. I agree with Malcolm. With the atom bomb thing at the end, I didn't really get anything from that.
It was just to leave it on a point, wasn't it? Where basically,
yeah. And I just thought that was pointless, the atom bomb thing. Because
so, did you find that anything a bit disappointing or a bit
ambiguous
or what?
No, I didn't. I thought there were no. Sometimes when you get a cliffhanger, you think, "Wow, that was amazing." I should have got that, and I didn't. But I did through the whole series.
Yeah,
there was kind of a part of me because I never bothered to look and see whether it been gone on for another series or anything like that, or what the future it was. So I was kind of thinking, if it's a limited series, as in it's purely 10 episodes, I was just wondering whether the final episode was going to be she gives in. And obviously when they when they start doing the whole ski thing and all that and fall in love, there was a part of me that thought maybe she is. Maybe when the time comes,
she's just gonna,
she's just going to give up and go with it.
And also, she might be falling in love with the collective itself because she, the person is every mind who's interacting with her. So she might think,
but the weakness of the collective when it gets infected by our other state, it quarantines you.
Mm-hmm.
They pull out not just a man. I mean, they gave her a whole town to herself. They wouldn't go near her.
I think it was a whole city, wasn't it?
They all pulled out. All of them pulled out.
And then get that answer. Hello, Carol. We are sorry that we can't talk to you at the moment. We like you, but we don't understand what. I like that. I thought it kept playing.
I like the way that they didn't. I like the way they didn't cut it every time. Every time she phoned up,
the whole thing.
To the message again.
I
thought that was great. That kind of buries home how fucking lonely she's going to get now.
Because it's the same repetition. I like that. I thought it was clever. Yeah, it was good.
But I think by like the end of season 2, well, I know they're doing season 2, so it's confirmed.
Yeah, but it'll probably take ages until we see.
Oh yeah. But I think by end of season 2, I think the old collective is going to start taking a bit of a change.
I'd like to see that. I mean, I think it's got pretty good reception from people. It's well regarded from most people I've actually I've encountered. So and that's what it's all about, And like I said, no sci-fi series is completely original. We're always going to make parallels with it's a bit like this, it's a bit like that. But from where it is and where it stands from my perspective, I found it thoroughly enjoyable. I found it has some really, really funny moments. It has some really odd moments. And I had no idea how it was going to go. But
it is nice to know that there are still good writers out there.
Yeah. This is well written. And again, with this South American guy, but about the half of the episode, he was just walking around and he hits those spikes. I didn't mind that. I didn't actually mind that much.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just I don't think they could afford to waste time. To me, that's just padding. They're padding out an episode now.
Yeah. I guess.
I think Malcolm made another good point he made was like when the radio guy when he went off to find her. I found all that when he was in jungle and all that pointless.
Well, that's what we're saying, isn't it? It was kind of a bit too padded out.
Yeah, because I remember watching. It just came to me now. I remember that's when my interest was starting to shake a bit in this.
So that was the weakest point of the show from your perspective.
I think it was.
What did you think about that character when he finally met Carol? Did you think it was quite interesting or a bit sort of like, was he really worth it?
Yeah, because he's obviously still massively jaded and all that, like searching the house, dropping her phone down the drain, wanting to talk under an umbrella and all that. He's obviously still massively paranoid, which is why, again, when I thought that she was going to give in, I thought maybe the series is going to end. She gives in, and he fucking kills her. I thought was what we might get.
It ends up like that. Yeah.
If it was going to be 10 episodes and that's it, I thought maybe that's where it would end.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that with some of these series that you have a great first season, then the second season it turns to shit. Russian Doll is the prime example of that, which I love the first season of that, and the second season was utter cack. And it was done by Leslie Headland, who did obviously the Acolyte. So, but she did the first season.
I'm dreading that with Free Body Problem because I think Free Body Problem were marvelous.
Well, I've still not seen it.
It's honestly, guys, it's worth seeing.
Free Body. Remind me again.
I don't want to give you any spoilers.
What's the gist of the story? What's it again?
It's a woman in the Chinese Revolution. She's very bitter towards the government, and she gets a position in what do they call them? Where they look out into stars.
Astronomers.
One of them astronomer places, and she picks up a signal and she answers it, and the alien says that the other side, you said you shouldn't have answered.
Oh God.
And that's all I can say because
is it a big series? Is it when was it made?
It's 10 episodes, but my God, the scope it goes into is very
huge ratings. Yeah.
Have you heard
the year before?
The whole thing is based on the Dark Forest theory.
Okay.
About where basically highly advanced intelligences hide themselves in the universe, the Dark Forest, because they're terrified of another race that's more advanced than them will come along and wipe them out.
So it has nothing to do
with the basics of it.
So basically, it has nothing to do with the actual three-body problem, that unsolvable.
I can't tell you.
Nothing to do with that.
I can't give too much away.
Okay.
All right.
Honest.
Well, tell you what. If you both kind enough to actually check out Pluribus, then I'll happily check out Three Body Problems.
I think it's only 6-7 episodes. It's not a lot.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
But it's based on a series. A Chinese science fiction author wrote it. But it's based the Dark Forest Fairy. That's what it's called.
But it's an American series. It's an American adaptation, actually.
Yeah,
it's not like like Squid Game or something.
But amongst all the physicists and space people, there's a fairy in the universe. Why we've not found extraterrestrials is they're all hiding from each other.
Well, that's kind of Fermi paradox. If there is intelligent life, we'd see signs of it by now. So this dark theory is a way of them saying, well, no, only if they want to be fucking found. They're massively advanced. They might just be fucking hiding from us. Also, space is very fucking big. They still might not have got here yet.
Yeah, that's all I want to.
Okay, all right. I mean,
it's worth it. I got into it 6 months later, and I sort of watched. I thought, because like Netflix never out on it. I watched it and I thought, bloody hell, I can't turn this off.
Oh, it's like that with
Pluribus. I researched all the books and that.
All right, guys.
Whenever you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this one up. So let's do the old ratings then. So, Martin, what would you rate this one out of 10?
I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I think I would give it an 8 as well. Actually, I think it was pretty good.
Would I have it in the collection?
Yeah, I would. I would.
I don't know if I could sit through this again.
I've watched it twice. I've actually watched it twice. Which is a good sign. Yeah, I've watched it twice. Enjoyed it. Malcolm, what about you?
7 for me. It's not, as I say, I liked it. I don't think it's like that. Well, because a lot of it is it's just other stuff being rehashed. But it is well written. The writers here have done really well. They've done good effort here. The acting's good. And actually, so I'm feeling a comfortable 7. And I would in the collection. I'm not sure it's something you might watch it again sort of 10 years from now, or sit and watch it with somebody, like, oh, you got to watch this.
Yeah, I watched it first by myself, then I watched it with my family. That's why I watched it twice. But I think I would definitely. The Body Snatchers scenario has always been one of my favourite things in science fiction. So anything which has some vague similarities to that, it's going to pull me right in, which is why I think it's an 8 for the moment. It could go even higher, depending on, like I said, the next season, how it's done. Again, it's one of those shows that the ratings might change once you've got the whole story. Sometimes things don't always work out. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a good one. So I think it's time to wrap up, guys. Thank you very much for joining me as usual. We'll be back in 2 weeks with no idea what we're looking at next. Any ideas?
Sleeper.
Which one?
Sleeper.
Which one? Oh,
Sleeper. Woody Allen comedy.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Is it a sci-fi? What is?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Sleeper.
Yeah, Woody Allen. He just basically goes into his dentist one day, and then ends up something goes wrong, and he ends up being put into suspended animation because he's dying.
And he's up with the future.
He's woken up in the future. Yeah.
I might have seen that a long time ago.
It's been a good 25 years since I last saw it.
So you're both up for review?
Yeah.
Next. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to check that one out. Definitely, guys. All right. Well, thank you very much. And obviously, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be a little bit further with Starfleet Academy, and let's hope it continues. Like I said, it's all right. It's not bad.
Yeah. So we don't want to discuss too much detail, because it would be nice to do a whole series thing and
I hope we get Todd involved. Yeah,
that'd be brilliant. So hopefully, like I said, but it's just as it's it's a Star Trek show. It's always going to be a big thing. So I mean, in next episodes we won't be talking about it half as much as we did this week, but it's a brand new show. So for me, it's quite exciting to get your gist, and I do appreciate both of you sort of like your opinions, which is great. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. We will catch you in 2 weeks' time on the Solo One Sci-Fi podcast. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.